Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, new Transcendosaurus was revealed on, this was released on Master Duel. They have been out for quite a while here, and the big difference compared to Master Duel and TCG slash OCG to some extent, but TCG definitely is that we don't have 3 misc in the TCG, right? On Master Duel, it's available. The deck is pretty much at full power, full force, and this is the current deck list. The one you just saw, made some changes over time, and thing is that currently Master Duel, or on Master Duel, I think pretty much SUPERHEAVY SAMURAI is probably the deck to beat currently. Most players are on that, other than Brandon Shenanigans. Thing is going second against SUPERHEAVY SAMURAI, you need an out for... The thing is how many outs are your main decking? Full hand traps? Well, you need full hand traps against a super combo oriented deck, and you're running not too many hand traps. Gamma is there, 2 Gamma, 1 Driver over Dark Ruler. I was main decking Dark Ruler before, but it's such a break going first, and this deck is already kind of weak to, you know, like Maxi obviously, but Ash as well. A well-timed Ash is important, and that's again where the, even though I hate Gamma by a passion, I think it's a necessary evil for this deck, especially if you lose the minigame, and here in this, well, with this deck it's so important. This is against, what is it, one of the storylines, because again I'm going to showcase like the bread and butter of the deck, the core 2-card combo featuring the new Transcendosaurus. Again, this is not new. This was, I think I played the deck up you know, a couple of times, made some profiles in the past. That wasn't on Master Duel. But the combo is pretty much the same. It's always involving Crush Sheep to Reborn, a level 4 here in this case, or a level 2, depending on, you know, which cards you opened with or which cards you had in your hand for extenders. And the new fusion, upon summon, gets back 1 dino from the graveyard. And in most situations, depending on your hand, but in most situations that will be the one of Petites, Petitotron, you know which one I mean. Because when that one is destroyed, it could search your Pankratops, if you're running that one, especially during their turn. Of course, if you can extend, you can just go for this particular play, right? Argosaurus to pop the Petite, or, you know, one of the other, or Baby Ceratosaurus, for example, to special summon a level 4. In this case, you're searching your Giant Rex. By the way, I'm not, you know, taking my cards in my hand in consideration. I'm, you know, just focusing on this particular 2-card combo of your ground Xeno, your spell, and a baby pop. And you can go from there. So here in this case, you can go for Scrap Camera, Reborn your Scrap Raptor. This goes for an Apo, for material Apo. And again, depending on what you want to go for, I think this is pretty much a given fact. You can go for Pill, eventually put the Conductor in defense, the one you will be special summoning from the deck. Doesn't really matter, I think, which one to banish, because the Scrap Link 2 is already attached to, you know, Burrow Savage for those 2 Omni Negations and Giant Rex. So special summon itself, and this up to you. Probably Lagia for Spell and Trap Negation plus Summoning Negation seems to be better, because Apo is already there for Monster Negations. Plus Conductor, you know, prevents, I guess, from your opponent or your opponent from breaking through your board with monsters. And again, in most situations, you want to pop your fusion first. You'll see it in a couple of moments, because when a fusion is destroyed, you have the capability to special summon itself back from the graveyard. When it's special summoned, you can take a dino back from the graveyard. Here in this case, as you'll be seeing, it will be one of the Petites, or the only Petite that I'm running. And again, you can pop 2 cards, 1 in hand, 1 on field, when it's summoned from the graveyard, with its effect here in this case. No chains, you don't need to call by set. Here in this case, you know, it's just super focused on that 2-card combination. The fusion will trigger getting back 1 dino from graveyard. Most situations it will be the Petite, because again, you can destroy that immediately after this effect resolves, and 1 card from your opponent. So, you know, you can just pop the Backcrow or a monster or whatever. I mean, look at this. Burrow Savage was already used, but that's a potential Omni Negation. Lagia as well to some extent, plus Apo for more monster negations. And Conductor was already used, but, I mean, in more threatening game situations, that could be much more important. Going first, I can't remember which deck it was. I think it was Runic, I think. And it was kind of hard to actually get some good tools. Not, you know, when they scoop, you know, those replays are useless. Or, for example, when you go second against Super Heavy Samurai, they open with a Sidelock, Naturia Beast, etc. And you don't open Dark Ruler or Maxi. Or I had some situations or games where, and I was still running Dark Ruler no more, you know, Maxi, they end on Baguska, quote unquote. Luckily you have Dark Ruler for that, because there is no Imperm in his main deck, so something like Baguska or outs for Baguska might be important. Maybe the Dino Kaiju, but again you can't surge that with Baguska on the field. The Changing, I think it's needed. Level 10 generic Synchro, it could be important because that new Transcendosaurus, the level 6, as soon as you use its effect, searching a normal from deck, in most situations you won't be doing that unless you didn't draw into that spell. You know, Xeno, what is it? The spell, you know, the new spell for Transcendosaurus, right? Ground Xeno. Then you have the capability to search your normal from the deck, right? And but that blocks you into a very specific extra deck summon. And Changing Worm type is one of those, right? And Changing in this build, I guess, is okay, especially with Misk vanishing. And also double evolution, right? It could trigger your Changing, and Changing against Runic, that should be game, especially for me if they don't have like freezing curses or you know, their own Imperm to prevent Changing from triggering. Sword Soul, but that normal summon was kind of useless. I don't think there is like any targets, any Sword Soul spell or trap or, I don't know, Tenyi in graveyard, so Taya could, you know, use its effect. I mean, you will see it in a couple of moments, but that's a bestial, right? Yeah. Don't get, you know, ahead of myself. Standard combo, I think, or this one with a small variation, that might be the case. So drop Meteorus, Giant Rex was already searched out, I think. Drop Unicorn to bounce back the face down, which indeed is the Saronir. You definitely don't want to trigger that. Make a 2 material Apo for 2 at least, you know, 2 monster negations, Lagia for Omni negation, and leave Xeno on field, because I do have Giant Rex. I guess you could go for Changing, but I mean, if you know, you have the opportunity or choice to go for Changing or double monster negation in the form of Dolka, you definitely want to go for Dolka. And destroy Meteor, here in this case, not that useful, because again, there's for now no way to, you know, get my normal dinosaur monster from the graveyard back to my deck. I mean, there are ways, but, you know, the fusion is one of them. This is an average hand, but I get hand trapped, or I will be getting hand trapped, and I got Max Seed, so I'm forced to end on Baguska, but I'm not so sure if they're just mashing buttons, but that Imperm definitely could have saved them. I mean, it's Sword Soul, right? I think it's Sword Soul. I do Maxi, even though it didn't really matter too much. I mean, this wasn't a normal summon, right? Ecclesia special summon, so you could potentially go for Long Yuan if they have an out for Baguska. Then the Maxi could definitely trigger, again, like here, Fijuda, the Tenyi, etc. But again, Callby just said no every time. This is definitely not a threatening end board. I saw the list after this match, and there were indeed 3 Ringo Worms. I'm not so sure about Ringo Worm and Sword Soul. I think you're making your deck a bit more inconsistent. I don't think it's needed. Okay, so this interaction was kind of cool. Was it this replay? I think it was. The Scrap Wyvern, again, this is nothing new. You have the Miscellaneous Swords, go for Petite, Reborning Scrap. No, this is not new. So again, special summoning Ovi, Search Conductor, and this should be game, right? Yeah. 1 low attack position, at least, yeah, low attack position in attack, or 1 low attack monster in attack position, and the Ringo Worm is just going to get destroyed by Conductor's Destroy effect. Plus I can follow it up because I already had the normal there, and yes, it was because of the Maxi. So yeah, like double Callby, 1 Crossout, double Gamma, triple Ash. You need to win that minigame, especially in Dinosaurs. This should be it, right? Yeah, Savage. I mean, again, standard dinos, you can end on Apo, for example. It again depends, right? And cross-out sets. The last one was also okay because of some interaction, or yeah, it was this one. So, deck profile, I think it's pretty straightforward. Any changes I would probably make Dark Ruler, depending. The thing is that Super Heavy Samurai can play around Dark Ruler by going for sight. So the deck is just so hard. Maybe Droll, maybe the one of Nib. Those are all definitely cards that I wanted to, fit in the main deck, but I just can't, find space to add in something like Lost World, maybe one, Bank, maybe one. I'm not a huge fan of Bank in a Maxi heavy format. I want other cards that could prevent the Maxi from triggering, but again, all suggestions are definitely welcome. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Signing out. Peace.